Welcome to Pinball Mayhem. My name is Jeremy Ajema, and today we've got a viewer requested video from Barry. He was really interested in Elektra, and more specifically, he's interested in what is involved in doing some general maintenance on it. So we're going to move the camera, and I'm going to walk you through my steps on doing just the maintenance. It's pretty similar to other pinball machines, but I think you might find it interesting. I'll start over. Take two. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the lockdown bar, then I'm going to slide out the glass. In order to remove the lockdown bar on this here of Bally's, you have to open the coin door. And we want to pull on this lever, which releases the lockdown bar here. This lever cannot be in the unlatched position when you want to close the coin door, because if it's designed in such a way that the coin door cannot be closed. So, we'll pull off the lockdown bar. We'll set it down in a careful spot. Then what I like to do is I like to close the coin door. But remember, we've got this latch open, so we've got to close it. Then we can close our coin door. And this glass slides out. And then we'll put this in a safe spot over here. Not on our lockdown bar, of course. Alright, and the next step is to shut off the game. I'll reach in here and I will push the balls out into the shooter lane. Take the two balls that are in here, put them in a safe spot. Cup holder is a good one. And then for this game, we pull out the plunger slightly, lift up on the playfield. And I like to pull it out just like a 1/4 of an inch and set it on the lockdown bar receiver, which is the locking mechanism for the lockdown bar. And then we take a sturdy approach here because this is a heavy playfield. Lift it up a little bit, slide it, get a good handhold, pull it back down into that funky Z-bar shape here. Then tilt it back up to the full service position. Now that the playfield is up in the full service position, it's good to look around for any nuts, bolts, screws that fell off during gameplay. And we're looking pretty good here. Another good thing to do is to give the playfield a nice look on the underside. Make sure nothing's missing. It's really important to give it a good search. One of the more important things in doing maintenance on a pinball machine that you're familiar with, because I've been streaming this for the past several months on and off, is to make note of when things stop working or if something's out of whack. You make note, and when you do your service, that's when you take a look at it. Another thing I've been doing is I've been replacing these capacitors that were defective. I've been replacing these capacitors that went bad with some of these newer design capacitors. And the problem was there, when these short out, they cause switch issues. But when you leave them off, your stand-up targets don't tend to work very well. So I've been doing this, and this has helped quite a bit. Another thing I like to do when I have it up in the service position is turn the game on and check for any burned out light bulbs. Now this game requires that the balls be in the at the bottom of the playfield for the game to start. So we're just going to trick it into thinking the balls are there.
You have been exposed to Elektra's radiation. Will you return?
Another thing we can do is we can take a look inside here. Let's see. Because the wiring harness on this likes to come out and get caught in the edge of the cabinet here, I've got it zip tied to various parts. So we'll cut that zip tie off so I can show you what the playfield, the miniature playfield looks like. Now on some games there is a retaining cord for this, but this one does not have it. So we kind of carefully support the playfield here, and we'll change the camera around. You can see what it looks like. Okay, so I've put a new ball in the lower playfield because I played this game quite a bit and the ball in there was getting a little scratched up, which is understandable. So that is done. I've cleaned and waxed the mini playfield under here. It's all back up, buttoned up, ready to go. And now the tough part comes. Remember that Z shape? Well, we got to get the playfield to go back the other way. This is a very heavy playfield. What I found that's best is put it upright, grab it in the bottom, and manhandle it up so it gets up to the upper area. And we can reach down and center it in the cabinet and push it back. Now, one of the things you got to be careful of is the playfield cannot be all the way in the back. If it does, it binds up by a couple inches, so you got to pull it forward a bit till it clears the back of the cabinet. Remember to pull on the plunger. Set her down. One of the more interesting situations that come up with this game is after you've tilted up the playfield, the ball will knock down the two drop targets and get trapped behind there, and the game doesn't realize that. There's no way to sense it. So as a player, then you're stuck with no playfield multiplication at all, because it's impossible, because the ball normally sits right here. So what you do is you take a fairly long screwdriver and you just push down the drop targets, and the ball comes back to where it belongs. So in evaluating this playfield for maintenance, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the various rubbers, seeing what I got to clean, seeing what I got to replace. This game has a lot of sharp edges on it, and the rubbers tend to get cut over time. I was just noticing up here, right here, focus in on it for you. We got a cut in the rubber there, and that's from this piece. So that's going to be failing fairly soon, so we'll have to change that out. This one has given me problems in the past, but it looks pretty good right now. All right, come on, focus. This one has given me problems in the past, but it looks pretty good right now. And I've got an issue with this guy keeping it popping off. I'm not sure what to do about that. I'm not actually sure where it is right now. Must have popped off when we were playing it last time. And when I worked on it last time, this post was loose. I had to move it to the next peg over. But that's doing good now. So we're just going to clean the playfield. Going to use my pin guard rubber cleaner on the rubbers here. Put a little wax on it. We've got acrylic here, and this has been Mylard, so there's not much wear going on there. But clean up the rubbers and we'll call her good. Okay, I found a little issue here with this ball guide that's right above the flipper here. It's definitely loose. I actually spotted it when a friend was over playing the game. So I'll pull off these rubber plastic holders here. Let's take a look. We got some bolts back here. Much better, much better. And that's pretty much it for that. Main thing is observation, checking for things loose, checking for things missing. Everything else looks pretty good. See, even with just not having any paint, we still get some pretty black stuff here. And it really doesn't matter what you use for wax, as long as there's something protecting it is the main thing. There's definitely advantages to carnauba wax and whatnot. I don't have any problems with any of it. But the main thing is to keep things clean. It's the dirt that does the damage. Replace the balls often. The more they're scratched up, the more issues they'll cause. I'll just hit this center spot again here. Nothing wrong with having it extra clean. Yeah, much better. You don't have to use microfiber towels, but it does help with some of the lint, whatnot. And yes, I could let this wax dry and make a nice hard coating, but it's not that important to me. Get underneath the flippers and whatnot. Get in the outlanes. The more clean everything is, the less it's likely to pick up dirt traveling around the playfield. Okay, got everything cleaned up. The last thing I want to do is replace the two main balls in the playfield. I replaced the other ones, the captive ball and the one that was in the lower playfield here. And we're just, before we put them in there, they've got the manufacturing oil on them and whatnot. They're prevents some rust. We're just gonna hit them with a little wax. You can use some glass cleaner or whatever you want, doesn't really matter. As long as you remove that coating. But the wax is nice, helps protect it for a little bit. And we'll just find a clean part of the cloth. Polish it up real nice here. That's okay, because we got acrylic here, so not a big deal. Not going to cause a divot. And not bad. We'll just put them down the return lane there. Clear the playfield of all of our junk. Replace the rubber up near the top. That's looking good. Turn the game on.
You have been exposed to Elektra's radiation. Will you return?
And it's looking a heck of a lot better already. I'm going to clean the glass and put that back in. Time to put the glass back in. Got it all cleaned up. Carefully align it. Slide it back in. Should slide in real nice, and you want to support it pretty much all the way back in. There, see, we got a little bit of snarf on there. All right. Now to put our lockdown bar back on, we unlock the receiver. Set the lockdown bar in place. Lock the receiver. Close the front door, and we are ready to play. And there you have it. We're just going to start a ball launching and we'll fade to black. Plays much faster already. Just being clean.
Elektra. Prepare for the gamma dimension.